Good morning and welcome to Centers for Spiritual Living, Greater Baltimore. My name is Frank Mastoris and I am the practitioner of the day. As a practitioner, I am one of the spiritual, well, I guess best way to say this, I'm one of the prayer ministers of the community, and I'm here to help assist you to find your own divinity within. So today we're discussing, and the whole month is about the idea of play. Play is such an important part of our life. And sometimes we forget that because we get so serious. We forget just to play and enjoy the moment and enjoy life. And going with today's theme, playing Twister with God. Let's go within. Let's go within into the silence. Take a breath in. And just release. Take another breath in. And release again. Take a third deep breath in. And release gently and slowly at your own pace. So visualize yourself being at a place where you're most comfortable, at a ramp above that place. And gently walk down the ramp to that place where you're most comfortable. For me, it's a beach. For some people, it's a mountain. For some people, it's their home. Wherever you're most comfortable in life. Take a step down the ramp. Take another step down the ramp. Take another step down the ramp, the third. Take a fourth step down the ramp. Take a fifth step down the ramp. And be present in the space where you are most comfortable. Can you just hear the sounds around you of that space? Feel the temperature of the space. Look around. Do you see grass or bushes or sand? Invite into your awareness Spirit, God, the divine, Allah, Buddha, whatever you call it. And feel yourself at one with it. Though you're never separated from it, you are always at one with it. Take a moment just to feel it, to sense it, to hear it. Then allow yourself just to visualize and be present to the people you love the most in your life. I'm sure there's at least one person you love. And allow yourself just to be with them. Allow yourself to dance with them, to sing with them. Allow yourself just to play with them, to throw a ball, to play a board game, to play poker if that makes you happy. And just allow yourself to have fun. With the people and the places and the things that you love doing the most. Whatever that might be. And hold dear to your heart those you love. Just allow your heart to overflow with love for them. Now, allow yourself just to tell the people in your mind's eye that you love them. Crack a bad joke. Or quack a bad joke if that works for you. God loves the intention of your heart. The divine within you loves your intention. Now allow yourself to see the divinity of God in all the people that you love, that are present with you. God just loves to play. And as you look around them, there may be other people who are there also, who are not maybe the people you love the most. And that's okay. If there's someone else there, just say, look into their eyes and see the divine that is God in them. If they're not there, that's okay too. But if you see another person there in your dream, your vision, just acknowledge the divinity of God in them. And bring yourself back to the landing of the ramp. Just looking with love at God and each person that you've loved, and the people you don't know, or the people you don't love. Walk up to take a step up the ramp, and another person enters into your path. And just stop a moment and look into their eyes and acknowledge the divinity of God in them. Turn and walk up one more step. And another person is present to you. Acknowledge the divinity of God in them. Take a third step up the ramp. And another person is present. And acknowledge the divinity of God in them. Take a fourth step up the stairs. And a fourth person is there, and acknowledge the divinity of God in them. And finally, to the last part of the ramp, and onto the landing, where another person appears. Acknowledge the divinity of God in them. Acknowledge that each of these people are God. Just the next person for you to love. Just the next person for you to know. And then just the next divine expression of love for you to play with and get to know and to love and to dance with and to sing with and to love with. opening your heart to greater expansiveness. Opening your life to the more. And with that, just say to the divine within you, God, the Buddha, Allah, whatever you call it, Jesus, thank you. Thank you for letting me just love you. And thank you for loving me. And thank you for the play that we have every day in life. Thank you for allowing me to love you. And thank you for loving me. And so it is.
I'd like to sing a song that I wrote. Hush now, don't talk so much. It's time to sing. Hush now, don't talk so much. It's time to sing. Sing for joy, sing for pain, sing for sun, sing for rain, sing below, sing above, sing for those needing love. Stop now, don't sit so much. Come on, get up and dance. Stop now, don't sit so much. Come on, get up and dance. Dance for joy, dance for pain, dance for sun, dance for rain, dance below, dance above, dance for those needing love. And stop now, don't frown so much. It's time to smile. Stop now, don't frown so much. It's time to smile. Smile for joy, smile for pain, smile for sun, smile for rain, smile below, smile above, smile for those needing love. Yes, hush now, don't talk so much. It's time to sing. Oh, hush now, don't talk so much. It's time to stay. Sing for joy, sing for pain, sing for sun, sing for rain, sing below, sing above, sing for those needing love. Once again, sing for joy, sing for pain, sing for sun, sing for rain, sing below, sing above, sing for those needing love. Thank you.
Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Greater Baltimore's virtual service. I'm your host, Reverend Mo Wharton. Our speaker today is practitioner Eugene Holden. Our musician is Norman Hogeland. Serving as today's practitioner who led pre-service meditation is Frank Mastoris. Assisting with making this service open, inviting, and accessible to the deaf community are our sign language interpreters, Ashlee Goldman and Faith Moore. Working behind the scenes is Tracy Rhymes. On behalf of Reverend Dr. Ray, thank you for your service. At CSL GB, every Sunday is Invite a Friend or Family Member Sunday. Make sure you spread the love and invite someone to service. We'd love to have them hang out with us. Frank Mastoris has been on a spiritual path for a long time. He fell in love with God when he was 20 and has been on a spiritual path since. He has always been looking and searching for that deep connection with God. He has been involved with religious science since 1992. Having traveled for his job, he saw many religious science churches at different stages in growth and development. He served in the music ministry, the board of trustees, greeter and hospitality service, TA for classes, and practitioner coordinator. He is here to serve our community of CSL Greater Baltimore and the community beyond.
Good morning. Welcome again. If you would just take a moment and settle and allow yourself just to be present in the moment. There truly is one power, one presence, one life that we call God. It is everywhere present. It is that life that fills everything and everybody. It is that life that expresses everywhere, from the smallest insect to the highest level of mammal to us itself. God is everywhere, expressing throughout everyone and everything. As the scripture says, even the stones cry out in praise of the love of God. Everything is fully expressing that life. And as I know this service is so enveloped in that loving presence of life, that loving presence of God, that loving essence. I know today, as we speak of the topic of play and playing Twister with God, I know that this service is done in divine perfection. I know that our beloved Reverend Dr. Eugene Holden, who is the divine perfection of God expressed, shares this perfectly, shares this easily, shares this effortlessly. And I know that everything is done in mind and done in form. And I know that our beloved Norm, his music is easily shared, easily loved, easily expressed. I am grateful for Reverend Mo for standing up and being our speaker today, our host. And I am grateful for the work that Tracy does behind the scenes, doing everything related to this movement of this message forward. I am grateful for our loving practitioners and for our loving community. And I am grateful for everyone beyond our community. I am grateful because I know that it's of God. And I release this in divine mind and divine perfection, knowing it is done. It is so. And so it is.
Honoring the world's religions. The Center for Spiritual Living, Greater Baltimore's community, honors the diversity of all religions as represented by this ceremony. Baha'i is the path of unity and peace. Buddhism is the path of compassion and cessation of suffering. Christianity is the path of love and forgiveness. Confucianism is the path of deliberate tradition. Hinduism is the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. Islam is the path of submission to the will of God. Judaism is the path of living by sacred law. Indigenous spirituality is the path of honoring the earth and all life. Shintoism is the path of ritual, veneration of kami, and honoring nature. Taoism is the path of ultimate reality through balance. Unitarian Universalist is the path of social justice and sacred activism. Science of mind and spirit is the path of awakening one's spiritual magnificence in accord with love and law. The heart. The heart represents our love for and unity with all life. Honoring the world's
In honor of Women's History Month, we recognize Kimberly William Crenshaw. Born May 5th, 1959, she's an American civil rights advocate and leading scholar of critical race theory. She's known for the introduction and development of intersectional theory, the study of how overlapping or intersecting social identities, particularly minority identities, relate to systems and structures of oppression, domination, or discrimination. Her work further expands to also include intersectional feminism, which is a subcategory related to intersectional theory. Intersection feminism examines overlapping systems of oppression and discrimination that women are subject to face due to their ethnicity, sexuality, and economic background. Following completion of her LLM, Crenshaw joined the faculty of the University of California, Los Angeles School of Law in 1986. She's founder of the field of critical race theory and a lecturer on civil rights, critical race studies, and constitutional law. At the University of California, Los Angeles School of Law, her courses are Advanced Critical Race Theory, Civil Rights, Intersectional Perspectives on Race, Gender, and the Criminalization of Women and Girls, and Race, Law, Matriculating, and Representation. In 1991 and 1994, she was elected Professor of the Year by matriculating students. Learn more at wikipedia.org. Time for announcements. On the first and third Monday nights, the Sacred Contracts Book Club, hosted by Nancy Rosenberg. The Thursday night study group, facilitated by practitioner Sue Monahan. Sign up for the CSLGB newsletter, the CSLGB Facebook and Instagram pages. Visit us, cslgreaterbaltimore.org, and get more news and information, including what Reverend Dr. Ray is teaching in the larger CSL community. The CSLGB community assembled blessing bags for the homeless and those who can benefit from the bag in the Baltimore area. The bags were distributed February 6th during the Baltimore ceasefire weekend. To offset cost and for future distributions, we are still accepting monetary donations. To give, visit the website and note that your donation is for blessing bags. Courageous Conversations. The CSLGB C7 Core will have group and panel discussions with Q's and A's to encourage open and honest, authentic dialogue regarding topics such as race, gender, and being LGBTQ. The next discussion will be April 2nd at 11 a.m. If you want more information about this, contact Reverend Dr. Ray. If this fundraising vision inspires you and you're interested in serving on the fundraising committee in any way possible, contact the chair, Renika Purmetla, and come together to strategize the most effective ways to manifest funding. To get more information, meeting dates and time, and join the committee, send an email to renika.purmetla@gmail.com. Here at CSLGB, every Sunday is a great day to choose this as your spiritual community, your spiritual family. The first step is to take the discovery class, which is offered online and can be taken at any time. Visit our website to learn more and enroll in the discovery class. If you want to receive a daily text and hear the beautiful voice of Reverend Dr. Ray, type JOIN, JOIN, to 833-663-9021 to begin receiving your daily inspirations. Woo! Prayer works. Yes, let's say it together on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Prayer works. Oh, yes, that's better. Prayer works. As a community, we continue to treat and move our feet, knowing the truth for everyone around the planet. Prayer requests can be sent at any time, via email to info@cslgreaterbaltimore.org. Amen and ashe. Norm writes, "My life is a rich potpourri of experiences that translate into a big collection of self-composed songs. I have worked many jobs, traveled to many places, and been exposed to many thoughts, ideas, and adventures. It's my great pleasure to keep on writing and singing for anyone and everyone who wants to hear. Things are not always fun, but I'm working on that." Yes, Norm.
Thank you so much. This is one of my favorite songs that I wrote. It's called I'm Gonna Wake Up. I'm gonna wake up every morning. I'm gonna wake up and greet the brand new day. I'm gonna wake up every morning. I gotta get out of bed, let my heart tell my head I'm so happy. I said I'm alive, not dead. I'm gonna wake up, grateful, greet the brand new day. No, I don't care if there's rain or snow. If the temperature's hot, if the temperature's cold. No, I don't care. All that I know, I gotta get out of bed, let my heart tell my head I'm so happy. I said I'm alive, not dead. I'm gonna wake up, grateful, greet the brand new day. I'm looking in the mirror. Who's that I see? Blow away the cobwebs. What do you know, it's me. So I'll give that person lots of love and care. And by looking in the mirror, things are getting clearer that someone is really there. Oh, you're my sister, and you're my brother. So says my daddy, so says my mother. We're all just family. Is that news to you? We gotta get out of bed, let our heart tell our head we're so happy. We said we're alive, not dead. We're gonna wake up, grateful, greet the brand new day. Now it's time for you all to help me out. Let's all just wake up every morning. Let's all just wake up, greet the brand new day. One more time. Let's all just wake up every morning. We gotta get out of bed, let our heart tell our head we're so happy. We said we're alive, not dead. We're gonna wake up, grateful, greet the brand new day. We're gonna wake up, grateful, greet the brand new day. Thank you.
Thank you, Norm. Yes, we're alive, not dead. Wake up. All right. And now Frank returns to lead us into spiritual practice.
And going with the theme of waking up, usually we do many of us do a quiet meditation, but not today. Today we're going to do a spiritual practice of chanting. If you so feel like getting up and moving your body to this, please feel free. So what we're going to chant is the words, there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. Are you ready? Let's go. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. Now there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. Now there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. Now there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. Now there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. Now there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. Now there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. Now there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. Now there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. Now there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. Now there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. Now there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. Now there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. Now there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. Now there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. Now there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. Now there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. Now there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. Now there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. Now there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. Now there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. Now there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. Now there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. Now there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. Now there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. Now there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. Now there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. Now there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. Now there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. Now there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. Now there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. Now there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now.
Thank you, Frank. That was beautiful. Eugene Holden has been a student of the science of mind and spirit for over 30 years and has been a licensed religious science practitioner for 15 years. For 10 years, Eugene served the World Ministry of Prayer at Center for Spiritual Living Home Office. Eugene also served as Home Office Liaison to the Diversity Commission, serving as trainer and facilitator. Eugene has been a well-loved contributor to the Science of Mind magazine for over 13 years, inspiring lives around the world. Eugene allows vision to guide him. It is prayer that fuels him. Eugene is deeply committed to his purpose of joyfully assisting others in remembering who and what they truly are: divine beings of light. Eugene believes that together we can reveal the kingdom of heaven right here on earth. What is heaven? Heaven is ever expanding good.
Thank you, Minister Mo. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Welcome to all of you out there who are live streaming today. I guess that's everybody who's here. Thank you, Frank, for that quote. Thank you. And shout out to our Reverend Dr. Raymond Anderson, knowing that all is well as he's continuing to get on the good foot. So Frank's spiritual practice is the first line of the talk today. So the talk is having a ball with God, playing Twister with God, and that's following the theme for this year, which is everyday wonder. You can't have everyday wonder without playing every day, right? What's that old saying? You know, all work and no play makes a Jack or Jill a dull person. So here's that line that Frank had us chant. There is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. Now, what I've done with that last few words, there is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. I am that life now. I am that one life. I am God's life. I am that perfect life. Now, there's a part of us that remembers who and what we really are, right? We are brilliant creators. We were created to create. See, that part of us that wanted to create, that's why we are here. It recreated itself as us because it had a desire to experience life through us. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. I am that life. I am that life through which Spirit, God, Yahweh, Jehovah, Allah, whatever you want to call it, we are that way that it shows up. See, this is the part, we are that part. We're that child still, that part of the child who still dreams and make believes. See, remember when we were kids, right? We are the ones who dreamed. Kids dreamed. We make believe. We play hide and seek. We came up with all of these games through the imagination. We play tag. We play let's pretend. All of that is still within us now. There's still that childhood, that childlike entity within us. It never went anyway. Our bodies just grew up. That child never went away. What happened is, as we begin to grow, as we begin to mature, we begin to lose the desire to play. We became more serious about life. Now, what's really a shame about that is that we began to abandon the use of one of our great superpowers, and that's the power of imagination. You have to remember, right, that every game that we played came from the imagination. The game of pretend, what we were doing, let's pretend we're this, let's pretend we're that. We were using that great gift of imagination. Imagination is, as Einstein said, is more powerful than knowledge. You see, it is through and with, and still is through and with the imagination that games were discovered. Checkers, chess, badminton, tag, like I said before, hide and seek, thumbs up, 7-up, Twister. Twister is an interesting game because Twister is a game where the human body is the game piece. You know, and in Twister, you know, you have to be in shape. You have to be flexible. And that could be a great analogy for what we need to be in this game called life, right? We want to be flexible. We want to be able to be put in compromising positions and then finding our ways out of there. We have to be willing to do the work to play in this game called life. You see, any game that you can think of came from the imagination. There is nothing that you can rest your eyes on that did not come from the imagination. And there's nothing that gets the imagination all fired up and ready to create better than being allowed to play. The bigger we play, the better it is. Why not? Why not? Why not play big, right? You remember that saying, right? All work and no play makes Jack and Jill a dull boy and girl. No, let's not always work. Life is meant to love. Life is meant to play. There's a desire, there's imagination, and there's action to experiencing the life that we want to live. Desire, imagination, and action. Let's break them down. Desire is the eternal fire of motivation. To create the life you want, desire it. Tap into what is desiring, get this, tap into what is desiring to be brought forth through you. You are here on purpose for a purpose. There's a desire of that indwelling spirit that created you to be here for a purpose. So what we want to do is to tap in to that desire for bringing us here. Now, this is not as hard as one may think. It's as easy as asking the question, what makes me feel good? What turns my heart on? What curls my toes? What can I create? What is wanting to be birthed through me? And as we ask those questions, we want to open up our heart to hear what the answer is, right? What brings joy to my heart? And then we go to imagination. Now imagine what it feels like to be living in that desired fulfillment. Imagine what it would feel like for that desire to be fulfilled. Imagine what it would feel like to play on the stage of your dream. Imagine what it would be like to get that book published. Imagine what it would feel like to be in that beautiful, loving relationship, right? Whatever the desire is, now that you have the desire in place, now that you're clear on what the vision is, imagine that it's done. Imagine how it feels now that it's done, right? Now the next step is to get into action. What does that look like? What's the next relevant step? I have my desire. I can imagine how it feels now that it's done. Now, what do I have to put in place to bring that into action? What action or actions can you take that creates the field or the atmosphere for the manifestation of that dream? What action or actions can you take that creates the field, that creates the atmosphere for the manifestation of the dream? In other words, what actions can you take to prepare yourself to be the vehicle through which the vision is fulfilled? See, we have to prepare ourselves. We have to prepare ourselves. Why? Because what we said yes to coming through is coming. What we've said yes to coming through us is coming. So we want to prepare ourselves. Now, when I say that it's coming, so you've heard the saying, right? You've heard me talk about this before, when people say, be careful of what you ask for. Well, why do people say that? Well, because you're going to get what you ask for, especially when there's a feeling tone behind that desire. When we really feel what we are asking for, we are going to get what we are feeling. We're going to get what we are asking for. So I say, let's not be careful of what we ask for. Let's be aware of what we ask for. So we want to prepare ourselves, because what we have said yes to coming through us, it is definitely coming. So how do we prepare? The first thing we want to do is to accept, that we are worthy of receiving what we have declared for ourselves. We want to accept that we are worthy to receive that. I've seen this time and time again while working with clients throughout the years, where a client would say to me, Eugene, it's not happening. What I have declared, what I have written down, what you and I have visioned and prayed on. It's not happening. It's not coming through. It's been 8 months. It's been a year, whatever the time frame is. My question then, if we're not seeing it, are we really worthy? Are we feeling worthy enough to receive it? Are we really worthy enough to accept our good? See, I can say that I am abundant all day long, but if my feeling tone, if I'm feeling within myself a feeling of lack or limitation or unworthiness, me talking about abundance is not going to pile up to a hill of beans, right? Because this universal intelligence is going to act on the way that I feel. That's why our feelings, that's why being aware of what we feel is so important, especially when we're talking about creating something, putting words after I am that are disempowering does not help us. I am not worthy. That universal law will go to work to create experiences for me, to create myself, to prove myself right, that I'm not worthy, right? So we want to prepare ourselves. We got to let go of the self-judgment. We prepare ourselves by letting go of the thoughts of fear. They're just thoughts. And thoughts are like scenes on a big screen. They're just going by. We do not need to attach to the thought, right? So when I talk about letting go of the thoughts of fear, letting go of the thoughts of doubt and worry, we're talking about changing our thinking, right? When I let go of the thought of fear, now let me replace that with the thought of trust or a thought of faith or a thought of love, right? Let me change my thinking so that I can change my experience, which changes my life. See, when we turn from fear to assuming the feeling that we are living the fulfilled desire, when we turn from fear and assume that the feeling of what we are living is fulfilled, man, life begins to become a playground, not just a sandbox. People say, thank you for letting me play in your sandbox. Cool. I want the playground. The sandbox is cool, but I may want to go and play kickball or handball. We have this whole playground of life to our disposal. We want to let go of complaining, and we want to take on the practice of praising. Now, what do I mean by praising? Simply showing appreciation. Showing appreciation. That's all that praising is, right? Showing appreciation. And I want to say this. You want to make sure that you appreciate yourself. So every once in a while, go and face yourself in the mirror and go, God, I appreciate you. Because what we appreciate appreciates. What we are grateful for expands. Speaking of grateful, practice gratitude. This is how we are preparing ourselves. Every morning, every evening, write down or say out loud 5 things that you are grateful for. Make this a daily, consistent practice. Hey, if you can't think of anything to be grateful, stop and take a breath and be grateful for that breath. Because without that breath, life is different, right? Throughout the day, look for something to be grateful for. It doesn't matter how small you think it is. Gratitude is huge. See, gratitude brings joy. Joy brings the desire to play. And then play creates more joy. You see, joy is fed by play. And when we are grateful for the ability to play, which brings joy, which prepares us to receive that which we desire, when we are grateful for the ability to play, we open up to a world of unlimited potentiality. Why? Because vibration of play is so very, very high. Now, I know we grow up and we have these jobs and we become parents and we become, ministers and practitioners, and we become CEOs or managers of a job. Whatever we are doing in life, we take it so seriously. We forget to play. And this is why I like being a musician. Because what do musicians do? Hey, let's go play some music. Hey, let's go play. When's the last time you played? Right? So we're talking about playing. We're going to see a play. Check this out, right? We're going to see a play, and the people who are the actors, they are pretending to play a part. It's all a play. So life is just a game, right? There's a song by Stanley Clarke, great jazz fusion bass, the bass player, years ago, had a song called in the song is life is just a game. The lyrics are, life is just a game, and there are many ways to play. All you do is choose. Life is just a game, and there are many ways to play. So all we need to do is choose how we're going to play this thing called life, how we play the game of life. And so when we start to get into that vibration of play, being childlike, going back and tapping into that childlike vibration of fun, man, now life becomes a ball. Yes, we still go to work. We still have those quote unquote those duties that we procured while we were adulting, but now we bring the vibration of play to it. The job itself doesn't change, but our vibration changes, and it's the vibration that now changes the way that we do our job. And now maybe the job becomes our work, which are not the same things, right? So now we begin to play, and we're having fun. And as we are having fun, what that does is it creates within us a space for more ideas to flow. Why? Because ideas, fun ideas, bring fun experiences. Playing Twister with God, man, have a ball. You know, I believe that scripture was misinterpreted in a lot of places, and this is one of the places that I like to talk about where I think there was a misinterpretation. In the book of Genesis, right? And it said, and God said, let there be light. I think that's a misinterpretation. I think it was like God said, lighten up. It's not that serious. Life has given you everything you need. Lighten up. Lighten up. Get in tune with how life is flowing. And the way that we get in tune and the way that we stay tuned is to take time to play. Take time to laugh. Why shouldn't we play when we really get into the knowing that there is only one life, and that life is God's life? That life is perfect. Oh, I am that life. I am that life. Oh, yeah, it's on. It is on. Because there is nothing in the world or in the universe that can stop us. You know that old saying, right? If God with us, there's nothing against us. But there isn't anything to be against us unless we think that, right? So why don't we think that everything is for us? Well, Eugene, but what if this goes wrong? Yeah, but what if it goes right? But what if it goes right? So let me keep my focus on it being right. We must recognize that there is something in the universe for good. And it is calling us forth. Now you can call it what you want. You can call it the divine magnificence. You can call it universal intelligence. You can call it the love intelligence. You can call it God. You can call it Krishna. You can call it Olodumare. You can call it whatever you call it. Call it whatever works for you, but recognize that it is that divine intelligence that has brought itself to this plane through you and as you. Now, as we call it whatever we want to, now we want to acquaint ourselves with it and as it. We want to see ourselves as the thing itself. And as we are playing and as we're going through this thing called life, we want to treat others. You want to treat others as you would treat yourself. Now, I know that itself, treat others in the way that you would like to be treated. Yes, but I want to say this. Treat others the way that you would treat you. How are you treating you? Right? Love people the way that you love you. How are you loving you? One of the best ways to experience love in this thing called life is go out and have some fun. That's why kids are so beautiful to watch when they're playing, because nothing else matters in that moment but this 100% play, laugh. So playing Twister with God is a way of saying, have fun with this thing called life. We have been surrounded by and given everything that we need. Let's not get fooled by the appearances. Let's not get sucked in by the weapons of mass distraction, especially those that we tell ourselves in this beautiful mind of ours. Let's take the time to play. Take the time to skip today. Go outside and skip a half a block, right? Take some time to laugh. Take some time to play a game. Take some time to give thanks for this thing called life. By all means, play. Let's pray. How so very good it is to come to this awareness that there is only one life, and that life is God's life. That life is perfect, and I am that life now. And as I speak this word, recognizing that this one infinite intelligence is expressing as each and every one of us, I know that each and every one of us is guided and directed not only to be uplifted, but to be uplifted in a playful way, that we are on the playground of life. So I speak this word on behalf of all of us, knowing that as we leave our places today, that we do so from a playful heart, in a playful heart. So knowing that this word is already done, I give great thanks. And I just release this word playfully into the beautiful and dynamic activity of the law, knowing that as I release my word, the word returns unto us completely and magnificently fulfilled. And so fulfilled, we just allow it to be. I name, claim, and declare that it is good. And so it is. Amen. Amen. And let's hear some more music by Norman.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Eugene. Thank you, Frank. Thank you, interpreters. Thank you, everyone. Look how harmonious this morning has been. And that's what this song is called, harmony. Maybe the world can be in harmony too. Maybe it's closer than we think. Oh, let's live together in harmony, harmony, harmony. Oh, let's live together in harmony our whole life through. Let's make sweet music in harmony, harmony, harmony. Let's make sweet music in harmony our whole life through. You sing the C note and I'll sing the E. Someone else can sing the G. We'll all sing a tune in harmony our whole life through. Everybody now, let's live together in harmony, harmony, harmony. Oh, let's live together in harmony our whole life through. Well, you're on the left and I'm on the right. So come on, baby, let's not fight. We'll talk about love and keep it like we're in harmony. Let's live together in harmony, harmony, harmony. Oh, let's live together in harmony our whole life through. Muslim, Christian, Buddhist, Jew, Hindu, Shinto, religious scientists too. Doors wide open, so come on through, we're in harmony. Let's live together in harmony, harmony, harmony. Let's live together in harmony our whole life through. We've so much in common, can't you see? We live, we love, our hearts all beat. We feel joy and pain, we do agree. We're in harmony. Everybody now, let's live together in harmony, harmony, harmony. Oh, let's live together in harmony our whole life through, our whole life through, our whole life through. Thank you.
Thank you, Norm. That was fun. Having great time today playing Twister with God. This is the time of service. We're reminded that practicing the law of circulation is one way we support our spiritual center. It supports where we are spiritually fed while having fun and supporting the business of running a center, the daily workings, rent, mortgage, maintenance of our soon-to-be new home for CSLGB. As we give, we receive. A 24-hour spiritual facility that serves as a community hub, offering people a wide array of services so each person awakens to their spiritual magnificence. A world that works for all. The CSLGB Practitioner Corps has the demonstration of the law of circulation as a way of sowing seeds of prosperity in the community, have raised the bar of prosperity consciousness by pledging $50,000 each by the end of 2022. Woohoo! How do we tithe, offer, donate? You have several ways to do so. PayPal, Givelify, text message, or postal mail. If there is a certain place that you, within CSLGB, want your tithes or offerings to go, for example, emergency care fund, blessing bags, new building fund, you can designate it in PayPal in the notes section or on your check in the memo section. For text and Giveify, contact Sue Monahan and she'll explain. If you desire to designate a specific portion, you can trust that the Board of Trustees will, if you do not have a specific desire to designate a portion, trust that our Board of Trustees are excellent stewards and they will determine where and how to use the financial resources to serve CSLGB community and beyond. For more information, go to cslgreaterbaltimore.org. Together, as a community, let us declare our financial wealth and abundance. I joyfully, consciously, and gratefully participate in the law of circulation. I trust in the spiritual principle that says, as I sow into my beloved community, I demonstrate my awareness of standing, not only in the flow, but as the flow itself. As I sow of myself, my time, my treasure, my talent, I demonstrate my support and engagement in my community's vision, mission, and purpose. I actively give as a demonstration of manifesting, of reaping the harvest of a world that works for all. This is the time of service you're reminded to be awesome and amazing. Be awesome. If you would like the practitioner on duty to pray with you, join us on Zoom. Once you're in, type the word prayer in the chat, and Tracy will place you in the breakout room with the practitioner on duty. If you want to simply fellowship and connect with your spiritual community, come have fun. Please join us in Zoom. If you would like to participate in visioning today, join us on Zoom. Once you're in, type visioning in the chat.
Here we are. Want to thank everybody for being here today. And so join me in this closing prayer, this benediction. For I know that as we leave here today, that we are all guided and directed as we recognize that there is this one power, this one presence, this one life that is at the very center of all of life, and having no circumference whatsoever. There isn't anything that exists outside of that which I call God, the love intelligence that governs the universe. Knowing that we are all one in this, I know that we are one guided by it. And so as we go our separate ways today, we go in a vibration of joy. We go in a vibration of gratitude. We go in a vibration of not just awe, but awesomeness. So knowing that this is all good, knowing that this is done, knowing that life continues to expand, ever expanding good, I give great thanks. I release this word into the law, knowing that as I release it, the law has no other choice but to return these words unto us, not void or empty, but absolutely and completely fulfilled. And so fulfilled, we now allow it to be, naming, claiming, and desiring, declaring, and accepting that it is done. And so it is. Peace and blessings, everyone.